Hey, hi, Glenn here at the Gardens of Castle Rock, and what an amazing day it is here. I think they're all good, but oh well. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that last video about building the garden pavilion where we put all of the hand-hewed timbers together and put the whole substructure together. In this video, I would love to show you how we put the rest of it on, the roof, the ceiling, and then finally the tin up on top. Hey, let's go up underneath, take a quick look before we get to that video. All right, we are up here on a ladder because this is a big structure. Just wanted to get you a little bit closer before we show how we put this all together, and then we will come back and talk about it. But nice, wonderful rough cut cedar for the big rafter pieces that go across here, and then we used a wonderful cedar with one coat of linseed oil on it. We put the smooth side down so there'd be just a little bit of a shine. But hey, let's look at the video on how all of that got put on, and then we'll come back and talk about it just a little bit. We'll see you soon. Hey, hi, I'm back. I just love time-lapse video because it makes everything just go super quick and super fast and makes it look so easy. For the most part, this was a pretty easy build out on here. What we did do though, we used some dimensional lumber on top of the beams that went across in the ridge beam just to give us a really true level working plane to go from to attach the rafters. First thing you saw that we did once we got those on, we started with the rafters. We put the rafters on one side, then back on the other side. Love using cedar wood outside. Naturally, it doesn't decay, and it also just naturally keeps insects out, so it's a great product to use. We also use some wonderful Western red cedar on the ceiling itself, and we did one coat of linseed oil, a nice natural linseed oil on there. Gives it just a teeny bit of shine, and then just a little protection on top of the cedar 1x material that we put. We did put a piece of felt in there, a piece of tar paper. The thought was, I'm not really worried about any moisture getting through, but seasonal changes, this is an outside structure, so seasonal changes, whether the wood moves just a little bit, expands, contracts a little bit, I just didn't want any daylight or anything coming through. And when I looked up at it, we put a batten strip, a spacing strip, before we put down some OSB plywood across there. We needed to raise it up a little bit. We repurposed some old tin from an old building that we took down. That's why it looks so bloody cool. But we used a larger 2-inch big screw to fasten that old tin down, and I didn't want that coming through. So we spaced it off a little bit, put the OSB down, and then a high temperature, Grace is the product, high temperature ice and water barrier before we put the tin down. Wrapped it with a little bit more cedar for the finishing, and yes, I'm sure you saw we put some super cool European style, I learned this in the project, European style half round gutters. All that means is the outside goes to the curve to the outside. Woohoo! Big information there, but maybe. The half round galvanized gutters to blend in, brought them down on the side, and that was kind of the build of this front thing here. Pretty awesome little structure. If you've done a project with Western red cedar, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. Let's see. So this is the last video of the build. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you watch some of the other videos. It's all going to be together in a playlist. If you could be so kind and subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful. We are going to do one more video in this series, and that's going to be kind of a wrap-up takeaway from building a project like this. This was a first-time build for us, and wanted to share some thoughts. If you want to take on a project like this, maybe some tips, tricks, so subscribe to the channel, so then you get a little notification if you hit the bell next to the subscribe. But leave us a comment about what you think about how we did, maybe some of the steps that we did, maybe how you would improve on it, because next time we might do it a little different as we keep learning. But hey, really appreciate you taking the time to watch and come along as we build the gardens, as we grow the gardens here. I've been Glenn with the Gardens at Castle Rock, Schweitzer's Nursery. Thank you so much for watching, and build something cool today. Have fun. Enjoy. See ya.